this. Whoa, look at it. Hello everyone, thanks for tuning back in. Big shout out to 4Patriots.com for sponsoring this video. I reached out to them and they sent me quite a few things for video for free in which I could check out and give you my opinion. In this video, I'm going to show you how this actually works with proof, and 4Patriots was kind enough to send links for me. If you're interested in any of this stuff in this series for survival or even just for fun, natural disasters, camping, and more, check out the links in all the descriptions of these videos. You're going to save a boatload and get a bunch of free stuff. I can't believe they did that. Thank you, 4Patriots, for making this happen. This right here is called the 4Patriots Sun Kettle. Now, the Sun Kettle is pretty cool because I boiled water 3 times in the sun outside in my yard with no fuel, no electric, no power, no nothing. Simply fill the water into here, put it in the sun, and away you go. You can boil water even if it's not 12 noon. And in the video clips I'll show you, there is proof with the thermometer I used and even opening up and watching the water boil. It's now almost November and the sun is not directly overhead. It's not 110 degrees outside. And I did boil water at 5:30 in the afternoon with this thing standing straight up in the backyard, and it actually works. So I've had this for about 2 months. I gave it a bunch of tests and now I'm confident to make this video for you. So, and make sure you check out the other videos coming in this series from 4Patriots. Now the way this works, this is the Sun Kettle. It's only about 2.6 pounds. It's about, what is that, like 18 inches tall, okay? It's got a square base, so it's not really easily tipped over, all right? And it is made from very durable ABS plastic and shatterproof glass on the inside. The way this works, this is let me tell you about this technology here. So inside right here, this is a 2-part section here. The outside is a borosilicate glass, which lets in about 98% of the sun's rays as it comes in, whether it's reflecting off the parabolic mirrors or coming in directly. Now, it's shatterproof, so it is tempered, shatterproof, and it's very safe. And it's cool to the touch. When water is boiling in this solar kettle, you can hold on to this like this, and it's the same temperature as the ambient air. That's pretty cool. Now, underneath that, there is what they call a vacuum or a vacuated tube. There's a vacuum in between, okay? Now, that's going to keep the heat from escaping from the center part where it boils, and it's going to keep the heat in, whatever comes in from the sun's photons, right? Now, the inside, there is a special tube and a special coating. It's blue, okay? Now, the blue, and I'm not sure exactly what to call that technology. It's a special film that absorbs like 98% of the photons from the sun and produces heat from that. What happens when you wear a black shirt out in the sun? In Florida, you roast, right? If you leave something black outside, it fades very quickly. Black attracts heat. This is not black, it's blue, but this is not just a material. This is a special coating on the inside of this copper-lined tube where the water goes that will trap all the sun's photons and just keep it as heat. The best part about this is once you boil water, you can shut this like this, and now you have a thermos. And I'll show you in this video clips how long it actually stays hot on my kitchen counter before it starts to get cool. It's a thermos and a boiling kettle all in one. So the parabolic mirrors, one thing to note about this. The parabolic mirrors, this handle in the back, right, if you look at this way, there's notches in the back. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to open these and get the notches like this. Now, you lay that like this, okay? There are some other videos and stuff I saw online that suggested this is the stock way, but what happens if the sun is lower in elevation? Well, in the videos you're going to see, I actually propped it up for lower elevation, or the sun is lower in the sky in the winter than it is in the summer. The sun is directly overhead. So in the summer, if the sun comes this way, it's almost always going to be in the sun. So you can boil water several times a day. And if you have multiple ones of these, you can boil multiple waters a day. So what I did was in the video, I propped this up for that reason, to get the maximum amount of sun exposure here. Basically, the sun comes in at different angles, and the parabolic mirrors reflect it into this tube, which will, get absorbed onto that blue material there. A couple things to note. This Solar Kettle is not only just for water. Okay, my wife actually brought this up, and I didn't realize it. You could put a can of soup in here, and you can boil the can of soup. You could put brat. Now, she didn't say the bratwurst. This was on the website. Bratwurst, or even hard-boiled eggs. Living in hurricane, area in Florida, I can tell you right now, or the way that things are going across the world right now, people are surviving, they're prepping, they're getting their stuff ready. And people that are RVers, campers, if you're camping outside, a lot of times you don't want to bring a generator. There's a lot of off-gridders that don't want to use generators and fuel and stuff like that. And solar battery storage comes at a premium. Do you want to use that stored voltage in your batteries to boil a simple pot of water? You can do that right here with the Solar Kettle. Now, this says it holds 16.9 fluid ounces. I'm going to tell you that in this video, I really would say 16.2. I'm not sure if that's my error or theirs, or maybe they overshot it, but a normal water bottle, I don't have one here, is 16.9 fluid ounces. The idea is to open the top here and fill the inside container, I'm going to show you that in a second, the inside of the tube with water or soup or whatever. A can of chunky noodle, Campbell's chicken noodle soup is like 15 ounces. You can put the entire can in here. Progresso is like 19 ounces. You can't fit the whole can. But roughly 16.2 ounces. You want to fill this 2 inches below the top of the rim. What happens when water boils? It expands, and you don't want to blow the top off. If it expands too much, there is a safety cap on top. Now, this safety cap will pop up in the event, in case this doesn't explode, because you don't want this to explode. It is glass. It could, okay? And you never want to put this in the sun open with nothing in it. It will explode. So let's say you put a little bit too much in. There's a safety pop on here, okay? But also you can unscrew this as a vent. If you wanted to vent a little bit of it, you can unscrew it like this and have a little bit of air getting out. But it is already vented here. So in the event of a lot of pressure buildup, it'll vent out by itself. One thing to note, and I'm not sure if this is my unit itself, this little white cap on here seems to have, well, not the white cap, but this inside seems to have a little bit of a defect, okay? When this is supposed to stay on like this, when you put the cap on and you screw it on and you boil whatever you're cooking in there, when you open it, that should be inside the cap, but it's not. It's stuck in there. When you look at this has a little bit of an odd shape to it. It's not perfectly round. That is a honest review here. I'm not sure if that is a defect, but I'm going to just say that it still does boil water the way this is working with that popping out. I'll show you that in a second. Lastly, I want to tell you this. If you had 3 or 4 of these things going, and you can boil 4 of them every 4 hours, or 2 hours rather, in the sun, you can boil a lot of water. Boiling water for sanitation or hygiene. Let's say you're out camping. Who doesn't want a hot shower? Or hurricanes. Who doesn't want to just get some hot water and put it on a rag, boiling water, as a matter of fact, or even to shave? You know what I mean? You ever shaved with ice cold water? That sucks. Okay. This will give you not only food and water, but a lot more. I mean, what can I say about it other than the fact that it works? I'm going to show you these clips right now. With that being said, the average time for this to boil water is about 90 minutes in full sunlight. Now, the sun does move, okay, and you may be in a different condition, a weather condition. Maybe you have a lot of clouds. It will get pretty darn hot with clouds. Why? Because photons from the sun will penetrate clouds, and the way you know that is because of solar panels. How can you have a partly cloudy day or a fully cloudy day and still have 200 or 300 watts of charging on my off-grid solar RV? Because photons go through the sun, through the clouds from the sun onto the photovoltaic cells, which attract the sun's photons and convert that into electrical energy. This will actually convert those photons into heat. So you may not boil water in Canada on a cloudy day, but you can still warm it. Can you make tea or coffee with this? Absolutely. Who doesn't want coffee when you're camping? Totally off-grid, using the free energy of the sun that rises every day. So let me show you some clips here, and we're going to get to that and give you my final opinions. Okay, so for today's test, let me get out of the sunlight here. For today's test, we're going to have this here propped up a little bit on this little pool test box. The thing about this right now, we're in almost November, so late October. The sun now, if you can see, is just over there. It's not directly overhead anymore. So ambient temperature is about 81 outside right now, and I propped it up to make sure I get maximum exposure of the sun, and you can see that by looking at it. If I get right in front, look, there you can see that the sun, that's focusing. If I put my head in line, the camera in line with the sun, it's focusing right onto that mirror array, which is focusing it right onto the tube. Now, I've had this already out in the sun from about 42. It's about 11:30 right now. I'm going to give it exactly 2 hours, because yesterday's test, about 2 hours, it was about 198. So I don't want to crack this thing because it says 90 minutes is max, but I know it's not boiling yet. Based on my calculations and what I could see, in the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to open this up at 2 hours, and I'm going to test the thermometer to see how close to 212 boiling I am. Somebody had said in another video that, you know, the way this is designed, they used it stock, which would be that metal bracket there right on the ground, not angled to the sun. This is not how you would do it stock, propping it up on a box, but that's because I'm trying to get the maximum sun based on the angle or the height of the sun now that we're going into the winter cycle. In the summer, this thing, like this, see, in the summer, that thing would be laying almost flat like that, and it would get sun mostly in all directions, you know, in all, wherever the positions of the sun is. But right now, I'm trying to prop it up just to get maximum. And this, the cool thing about this is, okay, the top of this I could feel was really hot, right? I could tell it's getting ready to boil in there. Look at this. Ice cold. However, again, this is not cold. That is cooler than air temperature. All right, so here's just over 2 hours. I kind of got busy putting the new American flag up, so I forgot out here. This, whoa, look at it. Holy it is boiling. Look at that. What is the temperature? Look at that, 212. It is boiling, a rolling boil in there. Look at that. There it is. Boil water with the sun, completely sterilized. And man, that is pretty cool. You can see just now in the summer, I'm going to recommend this. In the summer, or elevations where that sun is just beating unobstructed all day, or not elevations, but regions, check it after like 90 minutes. Don't let it go as long as I did. This is because of what I thought was the ambient temperature and the elevation now not being directly overhead. So be careful with that. In the event, before this thing explodes, this glass tube, it is going to pop this out. I can feel it right now. That's hot. That's really hot. So that thing was on the verge of popping out. That's another reason why you don't want to keep this, when you fill it up, okay, they say 2 inches below the surface. You got to have room to expand when you're boiling water, so you don't blow the entire thing off. However, I can tell you that it says 16.9 ounces of water. That's one regular water bottle in plastic. It wouldn't have fit the whole water bottle, so I think it only holds about 16.3 ounces. The other 0.6 wouldn't fit in there. If I did, it would be at the very top. It wouldn't be less than 2 inches from the top. So keep that in mind. Just look at it and eyeball it below the top 2 inches. I'm going to take this thermometer. This has been sitting now outside, not inside. I did leave it outside in the shade right here. And I'm going to see as a thermos now. It was boiling. You saw that?
Yes.
And after 12, about almost 4 hours.
Well,
what this thing looks like after 4 hours. If you're in the field camping, you boiled water, and now you want to see what the temperature stays at. Here we go. So ambient's coming down. You can see it's, I don't know. It's about 84 outside. It was in the sun. You can see it.
They know.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Watch this. Watch this. Can you see that?
No, there's no light.
They can see it right there. That's 189.6.
Still.
185. Oh, 185. Okay, 185. Okay. So at
a little over 4 hours.
Just under 4 hours. Yeah. So 185. Okay, as this thing has not been sitting in the sun, so it acts as a thermos as well, and so you could boil it down. Now you tell me, honey, you could boil water and make coffee and oatmeal with it. Okay.
Yep.
Now at 185, could you wash your face if you're after a hurricane? You get some hot water to wash that, or you could even put this in something.
Honestly, you want to know what I'm looking forward to do?
What?
Putting my can of chunky, yummy soup up in there.
Oh, so
and heating that up.
So when I read online, you could put a can. Now again, I'm going to say this holds just over 16 ounces. They say 16.9. Well, that's hot. Is this wow?
Not everybody has meals ready to eat.
Meals ready to eat are not the same. We're going to show them the 4Patriots.
I think you could put a can.
Right, but look, you could put a entire can of beefaroni in there. Beefaroni is 11.5 ounces. The Campbell's chicken noodle soup is 15 ounces. It would fit in there, and you can boil this soup in here because in an event of a hurricane, I am not eating cold soup.
That's right.
I won't. I have a phobia. Yeah, you can eat beans, baked beans, cold out of can. I won't do it.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to say about this, and I'm not sure if 4Patriots has a compliment or a comment, this doesn't stay on mine. It's a little bit out of round there, but when I go like this, it stays in there. When I pull it out, I got to dig it out. Now, that might be a defect on mine, but that's an honest opinion right there.
Whether it's a defect or not, it still works.
It still works, but that may be a defect on mine. But overall, honey, you saw water boil. What do you think about this?
I think it's fantastic.
All right, the last test. I'm going to leave this here while I finish mowing the yard out front, and I'm going to see when that sun goes down if that thing will still bring this and keep it back up to boiling water. How low can you go? What time is it?
5:32.
5:32 right here, okay. What time was it before when I started the video?
5.
I don't remember. All right, so got the front yard finished. The sun is now pretty much way down. Let's see what we got. I'm going to do it this way, okay? I'm going to just open this one-handed with the camera. Ow. Look at it boiling, guys. Look at it. It's boiling. Look. Look at that. Look at it boiling. The sun, it's 5 something, okay? This is by far an A+. I had to show that before we go back inside. I'm boiling water at 5:32 in the evening. We're way after afternoon, okay? You can see, here's the shade. Look, if you don't believe me, most of the yard is in the shade, and I put this thing standing up. So once you get to the sun going down that low, you want to stand it up, okay? And wow, I can't believe it. Boiling water. So I have to calculate. Maybe I should do another video. Comment if you want to see another video how many times I could boil water in one day with this. Look, back out of the sun, 215.2 at 5, what time is it?
5:36.
5:36 p.m., 215 boiling water. So I want to thank 4Patriots again for sponsoring this video, and there's a lot more coming. I have a lot of stuff over there on the wall. Survival food with a 25-year shelf life. Guys, I'm not the big prepper or the big person that thinks the world's coming to an end, but for me, this is fun, and I think of hurricane preparedness because I'm a Floridian. Maybe you're somebody in a blizzard zone. Maybe you're somebody in a earthquake zone. Maybe you're somebody that is homeless. I'm not sure. But if you're homeless and you want to boil water, you can do it with this. And if you're homeless, I know how you can afford this. But I'm giving you ideas. I'm excited to branch out, as I said in the past video. I'm excited to branch out and show other things other than ham radio. I do want to mention my other sponsors, Ham Radio Prep, who gives you the code ERIC20 to save 20% on anything you buy. If you want to buy the technician course and get your ham radio license and combine that with survival stuff like this and so much more out there, HamRadioPrep.com. In the discount code section, use ERIC20, save 20%. I'm a big ham radio operator, but you can't operate ham radio without food and water. Did you know you can go 2 weeks without food, but you can only go several days without water? Clear, clean, sterilized water is a necessity anywhere you go. So thank you everybody for watching. More videos are on the way. I look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks.